RECAP means Research, Commercialization and Acceleration Program. This program was held some time ago. I participated in it in 2024, and I'll talk a little bit about that in the future slides. But we always, when we do our research, we start with an idea. You read a couple of papers or you see a problem and then you want to solve that problem. The next thing is to do your research, whether it's literature review or whether you now go to the laboratory to do some work. And then the next step should be, how can this thing go to the market? Is to go to the market, is to make impact. But usually what happens are most of our research stop in the laboratory. They don't hit the market. We are not solving any problems with those. We propose a solution, for example, oh, I'm in chemistry, and you say, oh, this particular compound has the potential, anti-malaria potential, and then it ends. It should go to the market, but it doesn't go to the market. Instead, we are focused more on publishing for promotion. Our research remains in the shelf. Only in our publications, in our CVs, we have 200 publications, 100 publications with very little or no impact on our pocket or on the society. So the essence of RECAP, this program, is to inspire you to create research ideas that will lead to innovation and then have potential impact and commercialization market value. Okay, so that's the essence of this program. It's not everybody's doing research, so it's not about just going to the lab and doing research. We want those research to be innovative research. Okay, not just an invention. We don't want another invention. We want something that would have impact and then also add value to your pockets. So the program is aimed at educating you on what it entails to achieve these things, which is have innovation, have an innovative project, and then take that your research from the laboratory to the markets. So what are some of the courses that you would be taught in this program? We taught about intellectual property protection, research and innovation, value-driven research. What are those type of research that are value-driven, or how to design your research so that it is more towards value-driven, a value-driven research. You'll be introduced to research commercialization and the role of research commercialization. Also, how to evaluate your technology. How ready is your technology towards going to the market? So that's evaluating technology readiness level. So for me, I was involved I participated rather in this RECAP in 2024. Prior to RECAP, you hear about intellectual property and you only think about it as copyright. Oh, if I write a novel, if I write a book, if I make a movie, and you want copyright protection. The real impact of that, I didn't know only until much recently. In fact, when I participated in this program, I was so inspired and so disappointed at the same time, because I wish I had known this in my early years. I wish I had known this when I started my career, so that I would start from back then to always have that mindset. How am I going to add value? How am I going to ensure that my research is not just, oh, I'm a chemist, so a lot of times I'll be saying I synthesize a compound. But how would I synthesize a compound and then it only stays on the shelf? My MSc work was about using weeds to remove pesticides. And after doing that work, got my MSc degree, and that was it. No impact. No going to the farm to say, let the farmers use this particular crops and then see if it will remove the pesticides that are in the soil where they are farming. Nothing. But after this experience of participating in RECAP, my mind just blew open. I was like, wow, so much. And then the fact that my intellectual property, my intelligence, what I have done, all the research, everything is a property and it can be sold. I can make money from it, was also very, very mind-blowing to me. So during the recap, I made sure that I listened attentively and allowed it to transform my thinking. I listened and let it transform my thinking. So immediately after the recap, I was still so hungry to know more, because for us, we had this program just for 3 days or 2 or 3 days. And then it was so much, but I needed to take time to really study and know the nitty-gritty about intellectual property protection and commercialization and technology transfer and all that. So I took up the online course that was organized by the EPO office, the KT to Africa, and spent about a month on that course, just feeding myself with more information, because I needed to work on my thinking and get to know more and understand more about this aspect of things. So for recap, it's for every level, whether you are a professor, whether you're an established academic, mid-career or early career. It's for every level. Early career because you are just starting out your journey. You may be a student and you are under your supervisor, under a supervisor. That doesn't stop you. That project you are working on, ask yourself repeatedly, how can I transform this into an innovation? And how can I take this work to the market? How can it reach to the man or the person in the streets? How can they get this idea, my idea, this thing I'm spending so many hours in the laboratory doing work, how can it hit the market? Similarly, for those who are in the mid-career, yes, you need the papers for your publication. You're almost there. You're almost at the finishing line. But that doesn't mean that you cannot also get patents, okay? For promotion, patents are allowed, and I think it's about 10 marks if I'm correct. So you can work towards having patents, okay? And patents can give you royalties. People can come and buy your ideas and use it to make, people from the industry can come and buy your patent, your idea as a patent. Otherwise, it's just an idea. Once you've published it in a journal, somebody can take it and go and work on it in their industry, and they'll be making money. Meanwhile, you that came up with the idea, you're not making a dime from it, only getting promoted. But if it's patent, anybody that wants to use it will have to pay you some royalty, or you people can come to some form of agreement on what percentage will be yours. And then also for the established academic, now, in fact, best set of people, you have reached the height of your career. You don't really need those papers for promotion. You can now focus on impact. You can now focus on how you can make impact and get value for your intellect. So every level recap is for you. Okay, it's not for early career. It's every level. You need this information. You need to know what to do, how to go about it, how to transfer your technology or your innovation or your research to make sure it's an innovation, not just an invention, to make sure that it's unique and that it's actually solving a problem, and then it actually has market value. Because if you make a product that is not useful to anybody, then it will only stay in the shelf. Yes, you have got your paper for your promotion, but nobody is going to want to invest in a product that has no value. So for this course, you need to, it's designed. When we did our own, we spent about 3 days. And like I said, there are about 3 days being loaded so much. But this course has been designed so that you are going at a slower pace. You don't need to crash it in 3 days. So while you're taking your time to do it, also don't be too slow. When you start, aim to finish. Okay, it's not just starting the course, but because you are going to push yourself. Know what you are going for. Aim to start, not only to start, because what you are here now is a start, but aim to finish all the courses. There also has questions. There will be questions to test your understanding. Answer those questions. Do yourself some good to answer those questions. The questions were not designed to be difficult, but to make sure that you have understanding of what you have listened to and what you have read. And then apply, be inspired to apply this. in your research, in your journey as a researcher. Okay, be inspired that anytime I'm doing this work, this research I want to do, who are my target audience? Is it going to solve problem? Am I doing it for myself because it makes me happy? Or is it really going to be beneficial for the people out there? Okay, I don't want to talk too much about the course or what you are going to learn, but those are the things that the questions you will ask yourself, about your research. And if you, as a student, you may not have much control over what your supervisor has designed, but have that at the back of your mind, that any research I want to do, I want to add value, not only to the people outside or to the people in my environment or make impact in Nigeria, but I also want to have value to add money to more value to my pockets as well. So that's all I have for now. Thank you for listening.